this is Too Cool Conduit, and this is my review for the Xbox Live arcade game, Hybrid. Now, some of you may already be asking, what the heck is Hybrid? Well, I'll tell you. It's a third-person, cover-based mechanic shooter where you're placed in a post-apocalyptic future of Earth where humans are making dark matter out in the middle of the field or something, or wherever they're at, and just minding their own business and all that stuff, just going about their daily lives and making dark matter and weaponizing it and all that stuff. And then these robot alien creatures come out of nowhere and declare war on them, I assume for the dark matter. So, yeah. The story is nothing in particularly great to speak of, but the gameplay, on the other hand, is. Now, before I talk about much of anything else, I need to tell you guys about the gameplay of this game. How it works is that you're basically in a linear cover mechanic game where you fly around to different cover by looking at it, pressing A, fly over to it, and then duck behind it, and then shoot enemies that you see. Now, that might sound like it kind of sucks and all that stuff, because in this linear gameplay fashion, you cannot choose exactly where you want to go, as in, fly around wherever you want, do exactly everything you want, and all that stuff. You can't do that. But this game masterfully and completely does this linear fashion well. It makes it feel like it really isn't linear. It makes it feel strategic in where you place yourself and where you fly to cover and all that stuff. It gives you a challenge when certain cover is either sideways on a wall or upside down on a ceiling. And it's just cool to watch your character jetpack around and then shoot people as you're flying. And it's pretty freaking awesome. And other thing, really, I don't think it's a detriment to the game that it's linear, but to some people it might seem restrictive, but I don't think so. I think it's really good. Now, I find it amazing that this game isn't as popular as it should be, because, I mean, I guess now I don't understand it, but I should understand it, because, honestly, I hadn't heard of this game ever before it came out and all that stuff. And then, I think a few weeks after it was released and all that stuff, they started showing it on the Xbox Live dashboard on my Xbox. And it said, Hybrid, a new breed of game. Play today. And, it looked to me, the picture that they'd shown of the game, or rather, just a little picture that they made to showcase the game or whatnot, I don't know what to call it, but it was just a picture of a hand holding a gun. And it looked like a COG soldier from Gears of War holding some kind of rifle I haven't seen before. So I'm like, this is probably just another one of those Gears of War ripoffs that are stupid and real lame. And I really didn't think this game was any good. So, one day, just when I was bored and just on the internet for no reason, I just decided to look at Hybrid's gameplay a little bit and see what it looked like and see if it was as laughable as I thought. But man, I was wrong. This game was freaking awesome. And I didn't even really know about it before, let alone know how awesome it was. And sheesh, it felt cool to watch this stuff going on. Just after watching this gameplay a couple of times, I really wanted to get the game. So I rushed over to my GameStop and I got it. It was pretty freaking awesome. And well, there really isn't much to say about this game that's bad, but I could name a few things that would be a detriment to this game. But before I do that, I want to talk about some of the things that are in this game that make it cool. One, the different factions that you can join from the beginning of the game. Now, what the game does is that it lets you choose between two different factions, the humans and alien soldier people that fight you and all that stuff. You can choose between them and, play as either of those guys. And while it doesn't do anything particularly important to your character or the story, what the game does to engage you and make you feel like you're really part of the faction and that you're really fighting for their cause, whatever it might be, or whatever you think of it to be, they make it feel like you are part of a grander war, because you have to choose between a continent and a state, between anywhere in the world. I mean, you could choose Texas, you could choose Washington, you could choose other places around the world, and you'd fight there. Now, it doesn't bring you to locations from those points in the world, but, you know, still, you're fighting in all these places, and it actually shows the progress that each faction is making towards their goal of collecting that continent or state's dark matter. And, you know, I find that pretty cool and engaging. But, you know, it's nothing big, but I think it's pretty cool. But anyway, the next cool thing I'd like to talk about is the abilities and perks. Now, the abilities are particular things that you use actively in a game, like grenades or special abilities like healing. Healing is essentially an ability that you can heal everybody on your team with all at once, which is pretty useful if you're getting against a corner and you can't run from your enemies, and or your team needs help and quickly against more experienced players. It's pretty useful. Another one is called, let's see, teleport. That's it. Teleport allows you to teleport at points that you look at instead of having to fly there, so you can sneak up right behind your enemies without them seeing you and shoot them up. And that's pretty awesome. I don't have it, but I've seen other players use it, and it's pretty cool. And the next thing I would need to talk about is the support that you get. Support or kill streak rewards is basically what you get when you kill your opponents and all that stuff. And these consist of 3 kill streak rewards that are in the form of robots that help and support you. One that you get for your first kill every time is the Striker. The Striker is this small little robot that comes peek up over cover along with you and shoots your enemies. And it's not that great, but it's useful, and it gives you a little more firepower and distraction. The next that you get after 3 kills, going on a kill streak, is Warbringer. It's a bigger robot that flies around and can sometimes go around and search for enemies. Its firepower is pretty good. It can go down kind of quick, but it's a really good support thing if you need it. The next and final kill streak reward that you get after killing 5 people is something called the Praeon. It's a sleek flying robot machine that goes around, searches for an enemy, and when they find one, they go and assassinate him. Whether he's hiding behind cover or he's flying in the air, there is no escape unless they kill it before it reaches them. It's pretty awesome to deploy your Praeon and see it in action. It's pretty cool. Now, to the detriments of this game. First off, there is no real campaign, offline campaign mode. It's just online playing. So that means if you don't have an Xbox Live Gold subscription, you can't even play this game. That's lame. The other is that there are only 3 players per team, but it's kind of made up for with these robot supports. The next is obviously some lag problems that happen with the game and loading times. It's kind of bad, but I think they're getting better. So really, there isn't anything real bad to say about this game. I'd fully recommend it. At 1,200 Microsoft points, it's not too much either, so I'd suggest you buy it. And if you want to try it, there's a 60-minute trial. Well, this has been Too Cool Conduit, and I hope you enjoyed this review, and have a nice day.